Welcome back to From the Depths, campaign guide tutorial let's play thing. Previously we didn't get too much done.
Why are you doing the intro before I speak?
Because you suck.
I'm not even going to get into this anymore.
Yeah, I know. So, last time, we didn't get much done at all because of a few minor difficulties.
Like the AI not being able to control our weapons?
Yeah, like that. So, today on From the Depths campaign guide tutorial let's play thing, we're actually going to be going in to the vehicle designer mode.
You really got to cut down on that smoking, man.
Screw you. I told you I've never smoked a day in my life. I'm sick. That's all.
Yes, well, as my compatriot said, today we are going to go into the vehicle designer. Last week we wanted to show you how to make our little rockets, our little sled into a bomber, but because of the AI difficulties, we weren't able to do that. So this week we can get rid of all this. Destroy all vehicles. Don't worry about this. Load vehicles. Spawn in vehicle chair. There it is. Okay, what did we call that? What did we call it?
Spy airship, you moron.
Spy airship, you moron. Really?
Oh, shut up.
Let's see. I think it was that one. Yep, there it is. Okay, so this is our airship.
No, really.
Will you shut up? So, this is the airship. We're going to deactivate the balloon deployers after a set speed. If the speed is over... I'm going to say if the speed is over 20, deactivate the balloon deployers. That should have been deactivate. Deactivate the balloon deployers. And if the speed is under 10, activate the balloon deployers. There we go. So, well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves some more room. Get us out of F3 mode, because I don't like F3 mode. Actually, the first thing we're going to do is, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our missiles. Let's see. Where can we start? We can start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is where the missiles are going to go. We're going to have 3 missiles to a side. 1, 2, 3. We'll set this up from the back. Six-way connectors. 1, 2, 3. Actually, we'll set them here. I'll tell you why we're going to do that in a little bit. Launch pad. I'm actually going to tell you why we're doing that right now. It's so that when I put these ejectors on, the ejectors aren't going to be down here. They're not going to be getting in the way. Hold on. Is this the old version? Yeah, this is the old version. Well, scratch that, because I remembered something important. We are not going to be having the rockets let go as quite as fast as we did previously, so this doesn't matter. Also, we're going to be moving these engines. Remember that last time we had to use these to keep the nose level. These were pushing down because we were getting nose up. Well, we were getting nose up because I was
an idiot.
Okay, yes, this time I have to agree I was an idiot. I put the engines too low. When you put the engines low, they're going to be pushing this down, going to be pushing the nose up. For a more level flight, we put the engines up here.
Gotta cut that smoking, man.
Oh, shut up. Now, what was I going to do?
Leave me alone forever?
I could only wish. Sadly, we worked together on this. You're not getting out of that. Right. So, I was going to do this. I'm going to make it a little bit slower. Why? Well, you do not want to be moving faster than the missiles you fire. There is a reason for that.
Really? Gosh, tell us the reason. We can't figure this one out for ourselves.
It's a guide. I'm supposed to say things like this.
Guide for a moron.
You don't want to move faster than your missiles because you will move into the missiles, especially if you are AI controlled. There, that's it. See? Was it that difficult?
It only made me want to gag a little bit.
So, from here, we're going to find out how fast we can move. We want to be going a little bit under 100, because most missiles will be traveling about that fast. So, exit build mode. Move this around here. And set this up. Oh, right. Before I do anything else, I need to get rid of these, because these will now be pushing our nose down, and we're not going to be needing that. I knew there was something I was forgetting. All right, let's see how fast we go. So currently we have a top speed of 60. Not that fast. Okay. Top speed of 60, whereas, what if we put... there have been some modifications made, so this might not be quite as lightning quick as we remember. How about now? 80. Oh, 80's not bad. You'll notice now I have a nose down tendency. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to snag that, put that down one. Still nose down. And now it's nose up.
Aren't you supposed to be showing them how to make this thing fire?
I'm working on it. Okay, so we're gonna need to put in something to counter the nose up, the nose down attitude that we have here. But we've got a nice 80 meters a second, so I don't need to actually do anything concerning the engines now. Counter nose up. What we do to counter nose up. To counter nose down, rather. To counter nose down, we put these here. And set to thruster, set to main. Set to main. Okay, well, we got serious nose up now. Uncontrollable nose up. I cannot stop it from nosing up. Right, so we'll drop that to 0.4, we'll drop that to 0.4, and try again. still nose up. Point 3. Point 3. Okay, yeah, I've been a little sick too. You're probably the one that got me sick.
Oh, shut up.
You okay? You sounded like Emperor Palpatine just now.
Emperor who?
You've never watched Star Wars?
Does that matter?
Yes, it matters. I'm working with a guy who's never seen Star Wars?
Yes?
No. You've seen Star Wars. You saw episode 1. I know you saw episode 1.
I thought you said that didn't count as Star Wars.
Okay, well, officially it does count as Star Wars. I don't count it as Star Wars because it sucked.
Yeah, it kinda did.
Alright, so you can see we still have a nose down if we go to point 2, but if we... not much we can do in this one. I've got it at point 2. So if I had another one here at point 1 for a total of 0.5.
Wow, you can add!
Shut up.
I don't think you turned that on to main.
Right. Knew I forgot to do something. And now it's still nose down. But a very gentle nose down. See, it'll stay nose up for a long time before going back down. So this is good. Okay, so now we balanced this. And with these 3 things here, these 6 pieces hanging down here, it keeps us below 90. And that's going to be useful because missiles will do between 80 and 100. And as I said, we do not want to be going faster than our missiles. So, to our missiles. We need... Oh, yes, something noticed that they got rid of custom cannons and added cram cannons. Newer, more powerful cannons. Whereas missiles... Well, okay, they don't suck, but... Well, they just kind of seem lacking in comparison to everything that the cannons have been getting in terms of upgrades of late. Anyways, so this is how long our missiles are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not very long. We're going to make them 6 length missiles. Now I need... What do I need now? Well, I'm going to put some armor on the side because I don't need those blowing up. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to add IFF here. Actually, we're going to add the IFF here. We're going to add staggered fire add-on here. We're going to exit that. Because not quite. Not just yet. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to get a missile controller. I'll put that missile controller here. Aha. Now we have all 6 armed. We want short-range thruster. Actually, somebody told me, and I'm going to go ahead and try it, to go fins, 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 and then short-range thruster, and then your fuel tanks. They said that this makes it somewhat faster. We're actually only going to give it 2 fins. And then the short-range thruster. We don't need a lot of fuel, we don't need a lot of fins, because we're going after something that's stationary, thankfully. We do want a camera. We're going to go with explosive warhead and 3 frags. Low. As before, we're going to have all of them under a 10-degree cone. Assigned to all same length missiles. Now, there is one glaring problem with what we have so far. Any guesses as to what that is?
You're asking me?
No, I'm asking the other guy here. Yes, I'm asking you!
Do I have to answer?
I mean, if you don't want to do anything while you're here, aside from, you know, piss me off.
I do like pissing you off.
Clearly. Look, just go with it, alright? Just tell me what's wrong with this.
Let's see. Well, when you launch the missile, it's gonna go straight into your own ship and blow up.
Exactly. That is the problem that we have. So what we are going to do is we are going to, whoop, wrong button, go here to the ejection azimuth. Right, left, up, down. We want to eject them downward, negative 90 degree, full. A full negative 90 degrees. For all 6 of them. Negative 90, negative 90, negative 90, negative 90. Oh yes, and we also have to get rid of that. There. Okay, so there's that. Oh, right, there is something else we need.
What a shock. You forgot something else.
We're going to take this switch, we're going to move the switch way down here, because I don't need the switch up there. This can activate the switch anywhere. Anywhere on the boat. What I do need up front, control, is a fire control computer. This is what lets me fire, we've gone over this before, this is what lets me fire, oh, say, my missiles. And we're going to set this to setting 1, and these 3 to setting 2. Get rid of this, get rid of this. Now we need to go to missiles, and we add in our staggered fire add-on. 3-second delay, 0.3 second delay. Alright. Now, we have something that will fire missiles. But what we do not have is something that will reload missiles. That's sort of a major thing, you know, being able to reload.
Gosh, I'm glad you're here to explain this to us.
Just shut up. Now, the first thing we need is we need some resources. We have, and we're going to get some raw resources. Small, natural resource. These are things to, oh, you know, repair us should something get shot off. Some metal resources. We're going to need a lot of metal, a lot of natural resource. We shouldn't need much scrap. We don't have, oh, we do have mirror on. Okay, get rid of mirror for that one, because these things can get, whenever you have these containers that are more than one space, they can get kind of screwy when you, when you put them in mirror mode. Alright, so we have 60,000 natural, 60,000 metal, 0 oil because we can't do anything with oil, 20,000 scrap, 20,000 net. All right. We also could use, where'd they go? Miscellaneous, I think it is. Nope, processed resource. Spares crates. They assist with repairs. 4 of these will work. And back here, these 6 boxes, we're going to add in repair bots to repair us if we get damaged. Remember, these are going to be autonomous vehicles, so they are going to need some help with that. We also need to set up our AI. Give me a sec. I also need to set up our AI. Right, so we need... I still haven't figured out what this is for. Anyways, local weapon controller. Again, we don't need a failsafe. We do need AI mainframe. Do we want a card? Well, we do need cards. We have to have cards. So we're going to get left-right cards. Now the first thing I'm going to do, cancel mirror mode, I'm going to put in target prioritization. Not that it's going to matter. And over here is going to be where we have our autopilot card. Now I'm not going to put that in just yet because once we put that in, it's all going to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do something slightly different. I'm going to put this left-right connector up here. That there. Then we can get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. And... Gonna have the connector here. I'm gonna put an aerial AI here. You'll notice it's not connected because I don't have anything connecting to this. Put it there. We're gonna put it there.
Can you make a decision already?
I made a decision. We're putting it there.
Finally.
What was I gonna do? I have never seen somebody pass out from aggravation before, and I must say that was actually kind of awesome. So, as I was saying, wireless receiver. We're going to put a wireless receiver here, here, and here. And then we're going to put a wireless transmitter here. And now we'll connect it to the AI mainframe that we put in here. See? Now it works. Now why did I do that? Because now I can do this. Switch channels, and the AI will turn off so I don't go zipping all over the place and into a mountain while I'm still trying to make this thing work. So... now we need our ammunition. I'm sure we remember how these things work. Missiles use a lot of ammunition. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 36 missile pieces. We go to processed resources. We're going to go with ammo parts for aesthetic purposes. So we have, how much ammunition? We have 1,500 ammunition. We have 2100 ammunition. Let's see how this works. I'm going to go ahead and fire. You can see it has a velocity of, we're at 80, 90, 95, 97. Oh good, we're not going to run into it. Range of 1300. And we watch in our ammunition count down here for the reload. It reloads, it takes 800 to reload. So we're going to make 3 times what we need to reload. It needs 8, so we're going to make 24. 23. Now the problem is, this will be highly explosive. If somebody manages to shoot here, the whole thing is gone. You know, there's no saving it. The engine is gone, the ammo is gone, the AI will live, but there's really no saving it because all of the supplies will also be gone. So what we're going to do, we're going to undo that part. The spares crates here, 1, 2. Those 2 spares crates we're going to put up front, up here. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put the 3 spares crates up here. We're going to leave, what's this? Natural resource? Okay. We're going to leave 1 repair bot, 1 set of repair bots, that's 2 repair bots in the back. Miscellaneous repair bots. And then we're going to put 3 more in the front. Maybe here-ish? Here? Yeah, we can just go like that. Just like that. And our small metal resource storage, we're going to put 1 extra set up here. Natural resource storage, we're going to put 1 extra set up here. Okay, and that lets us move 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 back into here. 1, 2, 3, 1. Oh, no, not quite. Oh, yes, it is. 2500. This will still deal a lot of damage. It will still blow off the entire back of the ship, but there is a chance that the ship will survive, rebuild itself, and get flying again. A very low chance, but a chance. How much does it cost? It costs 19,000 scrap. Oh, I guess we do need some oil, don't we? We'll go ahead and add in the oil then. Small oil resource storage. Now I'll go ahead and show you what the problem is that I mentioned earlier with the... Oh, they fixed it! It used to be that it would... You see that square piece here? It used to be that it would attach from the square piece, meaning if I put that here, it would try to attach here on the other side. It looks like they actually fixed it. That's kind of neat. I don't need that much oil, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to add in... You know what, I'm just going to add in some miscellaneous storage up front, like that, because this also carries oil. To completely rebuild, I need 5,000 oil, and this has 2,000. That has 4,000. 6,000. So this will let me almost completely rebuild my craft from the front to the back. Next, we have our ammunition. The next thing we do is we streamline. Streamlining is also armor. So, one problem that you've noticed, we're heavy to the back. We got to change that. We can't be heavy to the back. Oh, we also need to set the... we also need to set these. Minimum range, we don't really care. Maximum range, we saw that it's very, very short range. So, tack within 1,300. Minimum altitude. Again, you don't want it going after a submarine. We're going to be attacking a fortress with it, so, eh. So that's what we want. 13, 12, and negative 15. We're going to do the same thing over here. Maximum range, 1,300. Minimum altitude. Minimum altitude of negative 12. Another thing to do is well, you can set a delay, and we've seen before the effect of that. It lets them go in the stream. Now, with something like this, we don't really want that because this will be maneuvering around and potentially can maneuver into the missile. So we want all of our missiles firing relatively quickly. Now then, as I was saying, we need some armor. To do that, we're first going to need to set that. Now we can set... Where are they? Keep hitting the I button. Too much Minecraft. Too much Minecraft.
Those used to be swear words.
I know. And then we add a downslope here for 2. This gives us a nice little streamlined thing here. We're still front heavy. We'll take care of that in a sec, but we'll see how fast we go now. Well, that was strange. Controls weren't responding. It's not letting me... The down thrust isn't working. I can see it working if I do this. But for some reason, when I go over 30, when I go over 70, actually, not 30, I lose the ability to maneuver. That's interesting. Okay. Well, there's always the easy way of getting rid of fixing that. Hit that. That goes there. That goes down. Thruster. Thruster. We have enough power for that to work. Got a serious nose down now. As you can see, we're doing 90 now. So, we're going at a good clip. Missiles are still going faster than us, thankfully. But, yeah, we're going pretty good. Got to adjust these again. Now that we had it all nice and balanced earlier. Gonna increase this to 0.4. And now we also need to balance out the front. Well, like I said, all of this is basically armor. All it's doing is keeping critical things from being blown apart. Or from blowing us apart. As will happen quite frequently if you ever get shot in the magazine. We've seen that one. We've seen that happen several times to enemy ships, and we'd like to keep that from happening to us. We'd like to prevent that from happening to us. So here is our nice, sleek, sort of, new machine. If you want to make it a little more sleek, you can always, go with the triangle corner here. Put in the inverted corner here. Make it a little more, actually look like you're actually trying to make it sort of somehow aerodynamic. You don't have to, and actually this is kind of detrimental, really. It's lowering the amount of HP and armor that you have, because each of these has less armor than the other pieces. This inverted triangle corner, the wood triangle corner, each one has less HP than the standard wood downslope and wood beam. So really it's making it weaker. It's totally aesthetic. They don't even have better aerodynamics. It's the exact same. If I were to have a wood slope here, it would be exactly the same aerodynamically as having this, which is kind of BS, especially given that the wood triangle corner has lower HP. But it's probably going to be fixed later on. It's not a major thing. Now, like I said, armor. We need some armor. We are back heavy, so I'm going to add a little bit of metal into the front. To try to help even that out. Eventually, I'm actually gonna, let's see, if I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're gonna put some armor on the side as well, just to help keep things from being shot off instantly. I mean, one thing gets in there, one thing hits here, and the entire aircraft is just gonna be gone. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to add in a little bit of metal armor under into the sides of the powder magazine. Like that. Metal block there. Alright, we also need metal downslopes. You do want to keep yourself from being hit. If you are shot, you die, and that sucks. So, we'll add a couple pieces of metal.
So, whose fault is this one?
Mine.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I thought it was loading on the E drive, okay? I didn't know it was loading on the C drive.
Uh-huh. And you didn't check that first?
It's not my job to check.
It's your computer, your program, your game.
Okay, maybe it is my job to check. So, anyways. We sort of ran out of room on the memory for the movie, for the video. And I didn't notice. Neither did my compatriot, so it's not entirely my fault.
You're the one looking at the screen the entire time. I'm supposed to be making a sandwich, remember?
Still not my fault entirely. So yeah, we ended up finishing most everything for the sled. And, well, we'll try to show you what we did. So, load vehicle. Here's where we are.
What are you doing?
I'm a little tongue-tied.
How'd that happen?
I'm not sure.
We gotta figure it out.
Why? You don't want me doing this again?
No, actually, there's a lot of places I'd like you to make an idiot of yourself like that.
Screw you. So, spy airship missiles, that's where we were. And we have to turn this off. Because we did manage to finish the AI and everything. All we went over really, aside from, you know, the armor, which you can really figure out the armor yourself, just make it balanced. All we really did was this, where we messed with the brush size, painted this thing black. We showed that intensity will cause how much you see through. For instance, if I were to go back to this, which is what they're painted now. Was it this one? Or was it this one? Yeah. If I increase the intensity, you see only the paint. If I decrease it, you don't see any paint. And of course, there's brush size, which impacts how many blocks at once you can paint. All we did was painted the entire thing black because it's quick and easy. The other thing we did is we went ahead and talked about the AI here. Wrong button.
Idiot.
Shut up. So, these things. Angle deviation for turn started. This is how much room there, what the difference in left, right angle between your aircraft and the target is before your aircraft will turn to follow. So if you, say, want to fire a missile, and you don't want to be directly behind him, you can be, 30 degrees off, 40 degrees off, then, don't turn this down because you could fly right into your missile. It's basically how fast you're going to react to somebody else moving. For bombers, you don't want this, you want this pretty close to 0, because you have to be very, very accurate. Missiles don't have to worry quite so much. Angle deviation before we roll to turn. This means that how far it's going to be before you roll after it. Before this point, it will use yaw. For bombers, you need to have a lot of room for yaw because, well, you want the bombs pointing at the bottom, pointing down at the target. We're actually going to make a bomber later to show you how that one works. For fighters, you don't really care. You can make it lower. We have, of course, got yaw control. If you don't have yaw, then it doesn't matter. You don't want to. You want to have this the same as up here if you don't have any yaw control. Most extreme roll we aim for to facilitate a roll-based turn. That's pretty self-explanatory. That's how far will you roll in a turn. If you only go 90 degrees, there's a chance that you're going. Well, first of all, you're going to turn very slowly, and secondly, there is a chance that you could, say, in a large slow, well, not slow, in a larger craft, you could end up in space before you finish your turn. However, in a faster craft, if you have a 145-degree roll...
No, and in that. Stop saying and, you moron.
In a 145-degree turn... Is that better? Yes. You could end up in the water because you're moving so fast. We're not going incredibly fast, so we're going to keep it at about 110. Cruising altitude, minimum altitude, these are pretty self-explanatory. This is how far down you will ever go. And this is how high you want to be. You can go very, very high. You can, of course, set it to be 1800, whatnot. However, we haven't been using our level points in Sky Captain or Air Captain. Sky Captain, I think it is. So after about 300 meters, we start losing speed. So we want to be somewhere around 120 meters.
No, and
120 meters. Distance beyond which we begin attack run. Well, our missiles have a range of 1300, so we want to start attacking, move to attack at 1500. Distance below which we abort, it doesn't matter. Elapsed time before we make another attack run. This means if somebody is, say, behind you, your AI is automatically going to try to get 1500 meters away. Well, if he's staying behind you and moving as fast as you, that's going to take a long time, and it's a long time for somebody to be shooting at you. So if you have this up high, say 20 seconds, this means after 20 seconds of somebody shooting at you, it will finally turn and try to attack on its own. For a bomber, you need to have this, for a slow bomber at least, you need to have this very high because you need to start your attack run from pretty far out. For a fighter, you want this kind of low because you don't want anybody to have 10 seconds of free shooting behind you. We're ground attack, so we're going to set this around 14, 15 seconds. I don't know, that's 15 seconds. And that's our setup. That is our setup. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on. There it goes. And what we're going to do, we're going to spawn something and let it fight. Now this is not a fighter, so don't expect, the greatest thing in the world. We're going to go, we're going to spawn a Shrike and see if it can take down a Shrike on the AI. I'm going to go into free camera. Soars beneath, trying to fly straight into the bombs that are dropped. Eventually it'll turn around. And when it does, it should fire. Looks like our AI is still having a little bit of trouble with firing weapons. Destroy enemy vehicles. Controlling 0 weapons. That's strange. Alright, give me the sprayer so I can see what's going on here. Spray of 2. Oh, that's what happened. I made a mistake.
I gotta get that on tape.
1, nobody uses tape anymore. 2, we're recording this.
Both valid points.
There's a wood beam there. That's the missile controller. So this is where that needs to go. And this is where that needs to go. Okay. And now we need to reset these, so minimum range 0, maximum range 1300. Minimum altitude -15, -12, thereabout. Because as we've seen, there are some ships that are very large and have a very deep center of mass, and these things will ignore them if they're not set for that. And 15. Oh, right, the other thing I wanted to do. I wanted to set the weapons, set the missile controllers. So, marker size, very large. Set the azimuth. I want this firing to the left, so we'll set this to 0. That's firing to the right, firing to the left. I want this to fire to the right, so I want this to -5, and a maximum azimuth of right about 60. Minimum elevation, I'm going to say 45 degrees up and 30 degrees down. 45. Okay, so 5, 60, 45, 45, 45. And we'll do the same to the other side. Because I don't want my missiles to be firing from here and then leaping up, rolling over. I want the missiles here to be firing this way and the missiles over here to be firing this way. Just makes it a little easier for me to not have to worry about a missile coming up and then across in front of me. So maximum elevation. Up. Going to be to 45. Minimum elevation. -45. Maximum azimuth. Gonna go to 5. Minimum 60. Okay. And then we need the sprayer. So yeah, apparently last time the problem was the campaign has a small bug when it comes to the AIs right now. Sometimes the AIs in the campaign won't control a weapon emplacement, which sucks. But nothing you can do. Alright, so we spawn that. Double end that. Oops. Now remember, this is ground attack, so yeah, it's kind of sluggish in response. It's not supposed to be fighting aircraft, really. There go our weapons, and you can see that we're lucky that it's not moving much faster than it is, because it flew right along with those missiles for a couple seconds. Oh, please don't fly into the bombs. Whoa. Now it's 2 planes. It should come back around and attack. Nice. Just like that. That doesn't look like much damage, but it did punch a hole straight through, and this was metal. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not blasting enormous craters in things like you can with the cannons.
Overpowered cannons.
Yeah, I know. Someday they'll probably do some work on the missiles. Maybe they'll, it's possible. It's possible they may even allow missiles to have, 3 or 4 explosive warheads that go off at the same time to make an explosion that's 4 times as powerful instead of just 4 smaller explosions.
Keep dreaming. These people hate missiles.
Yes, okay, they do hate missiles. I don't know why, but they hate missiles.
You know why.
Maybe I do. Maybe I do. But that's all there is to it. We got enough power left over. We got enough power left over that we can add a couple more engines for, maneuverability. We're probably going to. 2 more engines for roll. 2 more engines for pitch up, pitch down. We got 400 power left over. And we got plenty of fuel. I mean, look how much fuel we have. But here you go. That's it. You have an AI drone. 20,000 wood, 9,000 metal, 4,000 fuel, 5,000 scrap, 400 crystal. Okay, that's a little expensive. There are cheaper ways to make it, but we're not going to go into much of that right now. All in all, relatively cheap. Not the cheapest that you can get. I got cheaper stuff. There are people who make cheaper things, but this is an easy, do-it-yourself drone with moderate survivability. Moderate. It doesn't have flares or anything, but Alright, well, we'll call it here, and next time we'll try to show you how to make one of these into a bomber. Eventually the campaign will get fixed up and we can use these to blow up that base. You're up. You're up. This is where you say something.
I don't feel like it.
Say something, or so help me, I will get the knights back.
Fine. Next time on From the Depths Campaign Guide Tutorial Let's Play Thing. We're going to make this thing again, only this time as a bomber. Riveting.
Oh, shut up.
Will we succeed? Or will this guy manage to screw things up again?
It's not my fault.
Find out next time on From the Depths Campaign Guide Tutorial Let's Play Thing.
Jerk.